Hey, good morning, guys. It's Viejo here, and we are in the last couple days of July in 2023. Today's actually Sunday as I'm filming this, but when you see it, it's going to be Moldy Monday again. Okay, so what do we got? I think we're at episode 22 already of this series, so we're having a lot of fun doing this. Hey, today it's another really nice day. I almost feel guilty about saying so. You know, here where I live on the central coast of California. And it's, you know, nice and cool morning here. We start off at sunup at around 55 degrees, and it'll go to 75 later today. Right now it's probably 72 outside. I got 68 here in the garage at 62% relative humidity. There's some high clouds up at 35,000 feet or so, but other than that, it's clear, calm, and cool. We like it. And I know the rest of you guys are suffering with a lot of heat. And rain and everything else, but here it's good. So today we got a Lee mold, and this is a mold that was suggested by a couple of folks that I know. One of my subscribers over there on Rumble, Buff Stuffer, and CW Longshot both told me, said, hey, this mold is a good one. This is for 40 Smith & Wesson. Guess you could shoot it out of 10 mil also. It's a little bit light probably for 10 mil, but let's take a look at the box here. So this is a Lee 2-cavity mold. Okay, it's the 401-145 SWC, and here's our bullet right here. So take a look at it after I cast it. You know that I'm not going to show you anything about the mold itself here on, if you're watching on YouTube, but you can go to the Rumble channel, of course, as you always do, and see the whole shebang over there. What you do is go to rumble.com and then type in this right here. That's my channel name over there, and you'll find me there. Let's go ahead and get the mold out of the box then, for those of you on Rumble, and we'll take a look at the mold and do the casting and such. And if you're on YouTube, we're going to cut right to the shooting part. All right. Okay, so there's the mold. We'll get into some casting video here. It took a while for me to get this guy up to good casting condition. I don't know, maybe I didn't heat cycle it enough or get it hot enough or something. Anyway, it took a whole bunch of drops. Sometimes it does that. Okay, I'm usually chalk that up to operator error, you know, with me not having properly seasoned it first. It got to the point where it started casting some fairly good bullets. They weren't perfect, and I thought, well, I'll go ahead and keep them. And, F5s. Two of them. They'll come back around. You'll hear them again. I eventually just looked at that pile that I had and said, nah, they weren't good enough. They were okay. They would have shot okay, but I didn't like them. I threw them all back in the pot. And then this guy started throwing a lot of good bullets. You know, once it got seasoned up, it did fine. So let's go ahead and take a look and see how that went. Here's the information for the Lee 401-145 semi-wad cutter. Came out at 143 grains with my alloy today. That is Viejo number 1. Remember, range scrap plus enough tin to bring it up to about 2%. So we're at about a 95.32. Okay. And both cavities get right at 402.5, which was good, nice consistency. As far as overall measurements, overall bullet length 0.530, and from the base up to the top of the top driving band there, or the shoulder, 0.321. This mold wanted to run pretty hot, okay, 750 degrees as registered on the pot, probably really closer to 740 actual temperature. All right, coming out of the oven with the Lee 401 145 semi-wad cutter. And these are done up in Eastwood Cadillac blue, that deep, dark, rich blue that CW found for us. Great color, good coater. Okay, flows out well. Look at that, beautiful. All right, had to put a little bit of jet jock stuff in there for you. Those guys are kind of fun to watch anyway. And those two came in loaded. Anyway, so you saw how the casting went. Once it got up to speed, it ran just fine. Okay, and made me some good bullets. So let's go ahead and go to the range. Now, when I went to the range, I had loaded up 50 rounds according to a recipe that was right out of the cast bullet handbook. For that particular bullet, for that Lee bullet, they have a listing for it in the 40 Smith & Wesson section there. And I had looked at that, and they showed their most promising load to be a starting load for power pistol. That was their potentially most accurate, they called it. So I said, oh, okay, that's for me, a lower end with a good accuracy. You never know, though. You get there and it might be something totally different. So I'd only planned on shooting a couple mags full, and that's all I filmed. Let's go ahead and take a look at those first two targets, and I'll show you how that went. All right, that shot pretty well out there at 25 feet. Not bad. Decent round. Okay, there's another 10 rounds, again pretty decent. Aim point was right here, and up here my aim point was right up there in the center. Okay, so after those first two target spots, I stopped filming, and I shouldn't have. I had another 30 rounds left. I loaded up 50, and I said, I got them here, might as well shoot them, because they were shooting pretty well. But I didn't film the rest of them. I'll show you the target when I got done. And again, I should have kept filming because they did real well. I had one other target that wasn't quite so well. Okay, here we go. I went ahead and shot a total of 50 rounds. That was the last group I shot. That was my best group. So there's 10 rounds in each of these. And again, aim point was 6 o'clock right at the bottom of the... So, good load. But at the end, at the very last magful that I shot, man, we put 10 rounds into a one-hole group like that down there. And so I was pretty impressed. In fact, I came right home and cast up a bunch more. So we're going to shoot that a lot. I had wanted to take I had a few more bullets left here out of that first batch that I cast that I loaded up and was going to take them to the range to chronograph, which I eventually will. But then that day we got a note from the club saying, hey, we're going to shut the pistol range down for a while to get some repairs done. So I don't know how long that's going to take, but no worries. I've got a couple of more Moldy Monday videos all shot and ready to rock and roll. So all right, so you saw how that went. It was very, very good load. I was impressed. And it's going to become a caliber favorite for me, even though it is a pretty lightweight bullet even for 40 Smith & Wesson. Typically we, at least I like to shoot somewhere between 160 and 180 grains, but this one shot so well that I'll be shooting a lot of this bullet. Okay, I wish they made this in a 6-cavity mold, but they don't. They only make it in a 2-cavity, which kind of strikes me as odd because everyone that's talked to me about it says what a great bullet it is. But who knows how and why Lee decides to do things the way they do. But anyway, this was a good one for me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Maybe it's a mold you might want to try sometime if you shoot 40 Smith & Wesson. It's one that I'm going to keep as a favorite. So from the Viejo bench, for now, that's all she wrote.